Welcome back to a brand new episode of The Drunk Chef. Today I'm going to make one of my favorite things in the world, which is pizza. Now, I know I've made pizza before, and that was the flat crust style, but today I'm going to make deep dish. Deep dish, of course, comes from Chicago, and like I said, it's one of my favorites. It's great, and it's pretty easy to make, and this is how we're going to do it. Pizza!
I used to drink, I used to smoke, and then I danced. I used to drink, I used to smoke, and then I danced. Well, coming from the living.
So to my mixing bowl, I'm going to add 3 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. To my flour, I'm going to add about ½ cup of cornmeal. The cornmeal gives it a nice sort of earthy kind of crunch, which is perfect. Then I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of yeast, and that's instant yeast, by the way. 2 teaspoons of sugar. I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and I'm going to let this mix for a minute. Okay, to that I'm going to add 1.25 cups of water at room temperature. And this is 3 tablespoons of melted butter. And I'm going to mix that for about 2 minutes. Okay, this is looking pretty wicked. So over here is a bowl that I've basically put about a teaspoon of olive oil into, and I've coated the bowl with it. And I'm just going to turn my dough out into that. Give this a bit of a turn. I'm going to cover this with plastic wrap and basically just let it rise for about 45 minutes in a warm kitchen, okay? So it's about another 15 minutes or so for my dough to rise. So meanwhile, I'm going to do something to make my sauce. The sauce is pretty straightforward. It's crushed tomatoes, garlic, onion, olive oil. Again, you want a nice sauce, not too futzy for the pizza, which would be fantastic. The other thing I'm going to do too is some sausage. I've got some Italian sausage. I'm just going to cook the sausage down, just sort of put that on top of the pizza for when it cooks, and we'll be ready to rock. So what I'm going to do here is I've just added a couple tablespoons of butter over medium heat. Okay, so to that I'm going to add some onion. What I've done is I've grated up like a quarter cup of an onion here. And I've grated into a paper towel, and I've squeezed all the moisture out, all the water. So basically what I have is pure onion. I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of oregano, and just a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So I'm just going to stir this just until the onion starts to brown up a little bit, maybe about 4 to 5 minutes. Okay, to this I'm going to add a couple cloves of garlic. I'm going to add in a whole can of crushed tomatoes. Following that, I'm just going to add a couple pinches of sugar, about a 1/4 teaspoon. So I'm just going to turn the heat down from medium to medium-low, and I'm just going to let this basically simmer for about 25 minutes or so. Okay, so my dough is basically done rising. So what we want to do is just kind of roll it out. So what I've got here is I'm going to put about, 4 tablespoons of butter. Okay, don't let your doctor watch this. In fact, I hope my doctor's not watching this. Okay, so I'm going to spread out this butter across the dough. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to roll this up. And I'm just going to flatten it down. And cut it in half. I'm going to take this, just fold the ends in. And then I'm basically just going to make a little ball out of it. And make it into a little bowl. Into a little ball. Put it back in my bowl. I'm basically going to cover this, and I'm going to put it in the fridge for about 40-45 minutes. Okay, so I've brought my dough out of the fridge. Actually, I had mine outside in the snow. It's about the same thing. So now what I need to do is roll it out. And it's got to go into, this is a 9-inch tray pan. It's for deep dish. You can use it for cakes too, but in this case I'm going to use it for my deep dish pizza. I've put about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in there, and I'm going to get that all around. And I'm going to roll out the ball to about a 13-inch round circle, and then we're going to lay it into the tray. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into my pan.
Yes.
I am.
Why?
What you doing? Okay, so I've got my pizzas, the crust in my trays, as you can see, and I'm just going to start adding my cheese in now. So I've just got mozzarella cheese here. You can shred it if you want. I'm just going to use chunks of cheese because I'm too lazy to shred today.
It smells good.
I know it probably seems like a lot of cheese. It actually is kind of a lot of cheese, but the best deep dish pizza kind of has a lot of cheese. So therefore, I have a lot of cheese. Okay, I have my tomato sauce here. It's reduced down. I added some olive oil at the end. If I had some fresh basil, if I could get some fresh basil, I would have added that to it as well. But I couldn't get any, so I didn't. So I'm going to add in my tomato sauce over my cheese. So I also just did a bit of sausage here. I'm going to add that on top. Lastly, I'm just going to put a bit of Parmesan cheese over top of this. So basically I have my pizza, I've got my oven at 425 degrees. I'm going to put this in there for about 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes until it's all nicely browned and baked. Let it rest for 5-10 minutes and then we're ready to eat. So look at that. So I'm going to let these rest for about 10 minutes, just give it a chance to sort of all settle a little bit, firm up before I sort of cut into it. It smells amazing, looks really good, I'm pretty pleased, and I think it's going to be fucking delicious, so I can't wait to tuck in. So that's it for another episode of The Drunk Chef. Thanks for joining us. Just so you know, at the end of the month we're actually having a pizza challenge at Mickey's Pizzeria in Mississauga, and it'd be great if you could join us. The hashtag on Twitter is MP Pizza Challenge right here, as well as the invite. If you want to join us, it'd be great to see you. There's going to be a bunch of teams making pizzas and a lot of people staying around eating and drinking pizza and wine. So hopefully you can come back to Mississauga. It'd be great to have you, and if not, we'll see you next time.
I used to drink.